So I got a question for you.
Let's do it.
We don't chat about politics much for good reason. It's a very sensitive subject. But I want to chat politics a little bit, just because I was watching YouTube yesterday afternoon, and I got this ad that popped up, paid for by Trump, the anti-Biden ad, and I watched it, and I couldn't help. I was just in shock at the end of it. Like, just thinking about it now is making me laugh, dude. So it's attacking Joe Biden on his cognitive, possible issues or whatever, and it's like showing a before quick clip. But as it goes through this little commercial, it gets like really dark and like creepy, and eerie music pops on, and then it just like I can't explain it, but it felt like I was watching a trailer for a horror movie.
Yeah.
And like the end was like the whole like music, like just the creepy eerie music, and like this blood red freaking Biden, I don't even know, it's like calling it Bidenism or something weird like that, but it
Oh
just
my
like got me
God.
thinking, like, I remember back in the day when we were kids, and this has started to happen. This isn't just now. This has happened for a while now. I just remember back in the days when we were kids, like the presidential ads and governor ads and stuff. Maybe I'm tripping, but didn't they used to be about what these people were gonna bring to the table? And
Yeah, now every ad is more or less you're trying to put down your competition rather than tell people what you're gonna do,
yeah,
you know?
yeah, it's just wild, dude. But like, the Joe Biden one that Trump put out, and then there's been a couple of them. One, I'll send it to you after we're done. I just was like, I sent it to my wife. I was like, my wife is like deep in this stuff. Like, I don't talk to her about politics. It drives me nuts. But she's just like, I can't watch this. This is insane. And it really is. Like, it's just all about like they put all these money in these ads trying to show like how terrible this person is. Nothing about how good you are, what you bring to the table. Like, it's really like it's insane, dude. And I don't know, man. It just was like I wanted to know if you've seen any of those or like what your thought
Oh yeah,
was.
I've totally seen those, and it's like I personally wish that like you said, I wish that they would just tell us more about what their agendas are and why we should vote for them, rather than
Yeah.
tell us why we shouldn't vote for the other person, you
Yeah.
know?
And I mean, I'll be honest, like for me personally, without going deep, I don't feel I feel like, last election, I didn't vote for Trump or Clinton. I felt like they were both terrible options. I voted for an independent because they were the person that best fit my views. I'm the same way this year. I don't feel like I feel like they're both not good options. So it's
Yeah, I
like
mean,
it's
I
just
feel like I feel
challenging.
like they're
But
both not good. I feel like one's way worse than the other, though.
yeah,
You know?
I can get on board with that. But it's just like, but just the fact that they're just more so Trump just goes on straight attack mode. It's like, why don't you spend some of that money convincing us why you are the good option instead of why Joe
Oh, for
Biden
sure.
looks like he's gonna put on a hockey mask and go murder people in Camp Nowhere.
But he goes on attack mode for everything. Did you
Yeah.
see this today? So he puts out on Twitter, he's telling people not to buy Goodyear tires now, and specifically because Goodyear announced a ban on the MAGA hats. So
Oh.
he's like, "You can get better tires for less, like, this is the work of the radical left Democrats," and all this kinda crap, right? Going against Goodyear tires. And now Twitter is blowing up on this because so many people are pointing out that, like, the Cadillac limo that's, like, bulletproof that drives him around
Yeah.
is on special puncture-proof Goodyear tires? And so it's like, well, you should
Oh.
think before you speak there, buddy,
Yeah, because
like
now you're gonna get some flat tires when you get shot at because they ain't
yeah.
gonna be good, you know.
Yeah, because if you're gonna demand that you gotta get new tires on your thing, well, I don't think any other company's been making puncture-proof ones,
God,
specifically for
dude.
the president's vehicle?
Yeah.
So it's like
So this is going to be one of the craziest things I'll ever say about all this, but I actually respect Trump in the fact that he says what's on his mind. the downside of it is it's usually something really dumb or something you really shouldn't be saying as president. But you got to give credit where credit's due, and the guy speaks his mind, which is something it's rare to see these days.
Well, that's the only consistency in his presidency is that we will know exactly what he's thinking at all times,
Yeah,
you know, and he's not gonna sugarcoat it, and he's not gonna, like it's obvious that, like, he's not gonna say what anyone else wants him to say because otherwise, if that were true, somebody else would run his Twitter and none of this would happen,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it's like the fact that, like, he or throws up from the mouth every day on Twitter, it's just like,
yeah,
dude, you're our president? Like, come on. Like, you're
yeah,
trying to speak to your like I mentioned this before, you're trying to speak to your country through Twitter,
yeah, yeah. No,
like,
it's a horrible
every
idea.
day, and, like and most of it are insensitive jabs like Barstool Sports would make,
Yeah.
and it's just like, "You're the president,
Oh yeah.
dude."
Oh, dude, he
Like,
would be fantastic on Barstool.
yeah.
I like that's where he should retire to.
Ugh,
Um, no, I
it's
agree, and it's
ridiculous.
like, and even just like the shit he says about other countries. Like, I wish I knew enough to really know like how far backwards he's put us with relations with other countries. Like
Oh,
China's
yeah.
always been a rough one. We've been like, we've kept the peace, and now it's like this little like these little non-lethal wars that we're in with China. Like, I wonder how many years back that's really put us with stuff.
I think it's definitely gonna take some work, but I also think that, like, if there's a new face in there and it's a blue face, I
Yeah.
think that it'll be a little bit easier to sort of reconcile some of the bad blood that's been created,
Mhm.
only because I think there's been a lot of good that's been happening before him, obviously, and then just like the renegade that he's been since he's been in there, it's like, yeah, it's quickly burned some bridges. But I think a lot of these, I mean, frankly, the rest of the world is much smarter than he is.
Yeah.
And I think that most people will just understand that, okay, he's gone.
Yeah, I
Like,
would hope so. I would hope
now
that
what's up?
whoever's in there
You know,
next, just makes a
now we
phone
can have a
call.
healthier dialogue and
Yeah.
see what happens from there.
Yeah. I was just gonna say I would hope that these other countries would be smart enough to that whoever gets in there, they just have to make a phone call and be like, look, here's the situation. That dude
Right.
was crazy. He ain't here anymore. What do I need to do to
Yeah,
make
yeah.
get us back to where we were at? And those other countries probably just be like, well, let us trade whatever the fuck we want to trade again, or
But I mean,
something.
it's
But
I mean, maybe more people can relate to this. Like when you get a new job, it's like, nobody should really like hold you accountable for what the guy that got fired before you
yeah.
and you're taking his position. It's like it's not you
No,
didn't do
that
that,
that is
you know?
100% true, but I think it is slightly different with this
I mean,
role.
that
But
doesn't mean that you're not gonna have cleanup work to do and you're gonna
yeah,
have to like untangle the web that was woven before you, but at the same time, it's like you kind of get a clean slate while you're doing that stuff. It's
yeah,
just so long as you don't make it worse, you know?
yeah.
So
No, I
that's the
agree.
way I feel about it.